Hi everyone, I'm Rishik and today I'll be going over the topics of the autism spectrum disorder and ADHD from chapter 11 of the Brain Facts book. Our first topic is autism spectrum disorders. So, what are they? An autism spectrum disorder, also known as ASD, is usually diagnosed based upon impaired social interactions and communication and repetitive or obsessive behaviors and interests. People with ASDs have a spectrum of symptoms ranging from mild to severe. 40% of people with ASDs are actually average or above average in terms of intelligence, and they consider their autism as a strength. It is estimated that 1 in every 86 8-year-olds in America fulfill the conditions for ASD diagnosis, and the majority of these children are boys. For every 4 to 5 boys with ASD, there is one girl. The risk of a child having ASD is linked to environmental factors and genetics. Environmental factors such as having a child later in life, sickness during pregnancy, and premature birth can increase the chance of ASD. Genetics has been shown to influence the chance of ASD through twin or sibling studies. Children with a twin or older sibling on the spectrum have a higher chance of being on it themselves. Many different genes influence ASD, and with the additional variety of environmental factors, each case of ASD is unique in almost every person. ASDs seem to be caused by unusual cell development in the cerebral cortex, a region of the brain which is crucial to many of its functions. People with ASD have consistent but small changes in white and gray matter throughout their brains. As stated before, ASD is influenced by many genes, each with a varying effect. Scientists are currently studying the genes that have a larger effect than ASD, such as FMR1, PTEN, and TSC1 and TSC2, and those are just names for those genes. These genes code for proteins with important functions, and a mutation in any of these genes can contribute to ASD. So let's talk about the FMR1 gene and Fragile X syndrome. The FMR1 gene is located on the X chromosome, and the protein it makes is important to the development of the brain. A mutation in the FMR1 gene, causing a certain nucleotide sequence to be repeated too many times, causes Fragile X syndrome. In the picture, we see a normal X chromosome on the left and a fragile X chromosome on the right. The thinner part of the fragile X chromosome is the site of the mutated gene. Between 50 to 60% of children with Fragile X syndrome also have ASD. In addition to the genes previously mentioned, FMR1 influences the regulation of cell metabolism, growth, and reproduction. The usage of drugs to block the incorrect regulation of cells due to mutations in these genes can help reverse the effects of ASD. Other than behavioral therapy, there is no proven treatment for ASD. Drugs and medications can only help to alleviate the effects of ASD, not reverse them. The current best solution for ASDs is to diagnose them as soon as possible, which is around the age of 2, and intervene as fast as possible. The two images on the right are the molecular arrangements of two drugs used to help with ASD, which are rapamycin and lovastatin. All right, so our next topic is ADHD. So, what is it? ADHD stands for Attention Deficit Hyperactive Disorder, and the main symptoms of it are inattentiveness, hyperactivity, and impulsiveness. Many young children exhibit these, but people with ADHD have these to more of an extreme extent and for longer periods of time. 30% of children with ADHD will still have the disorder as adults. Challenging tasks for people with ADHD can include following multi step directions or remembering to bring homework to school. Due to this, students with ADHD have lower rates of graduating from high school and a higher risk of suicide. Like autism, both genetic and environmental factors influence the risk of ADHD. However, there isn't a defined set of genes that causes ADHD, although it does run in families. Some environmental factors that influence ADHD are exposure to lead or low weight when born. There are no obvious alterations observed in the brain of a person with ADHD, but the difference has been shown to be in the brain's ability to remodel itself and the structure of brain cells themselves. Currently, there is no cure for ADHD, but it can be treated through drugs and behavioral therapy. Both stimulant and non-stimulant drugs, such as methylphenidate, can be used to treat ADHD. The image we see on the slide is the molecular arrangement of methylphenidate. The types of behavioral therapy used to treat ADHD are organizational support, meditation, and exercise. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it and learned about ASD and ADHD.